Hi, and welcome to Imperial Theatre. My name is Angela Campbell. I'm the Executive Director here, and thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't been in since 2019, which seems like forever ago, we've renovated our lobbies, and this is the incredible product. We're so happy to have them refreshed and ready to welcome you back. Some of the big changes you'll notice is that box office is now located directly behind me. So as soon as you walk in the doors, Lindsay and Mallory are here ready to greet you. To my left, where box office used to be, is the bar and concessions. And to my right is the beautiful donor wall we have that has the name of every company and every donor who has contributed to the theater since 1982. All of these people and companies that invested have ensured that the theater was beautifully restored and is still here and open today. And I just want to say a special thank you to the Curry family. This lobby is actually named in their honor for their generous contribution towards its renovation. Welcome to the Audrey Mae Michener Coat Check lobby. If you haven't been down here lately, the Coat Check still exists here, but now we have this beautiful renovated space with some comfy couches and this gorgeous big screen TV that is connected directly to the stage. So if you need to step out of a performance for a phone call or just want to come out and maybe visit concessions, you can sit down here and still stay in tune to what's happening on stage. When you come upstairs to the upper lobby, you'll see that the renovation perfectly mixes our new look with the old elements of the theater, those classic elements, like this chandelier, which is original to the theater. It existed here in 1913 when the theater originally opened. And we're so happy that we were able to keep it and incorporate it into the new look. We've turned the space into a beautiful lounge called Golding's Lounge. The space is perfect to come up and sit in a comfy chair and have a glass of wine or a drink before a show or at intermission. This is the space where Walter Golding, the original general manager of the theater, lived. He raised his family here. And so it seemed appropriate to dedicate this space to him and his contribution to the theater and to St. John. As you enter the doors to the balcony, this is the incredible view that greets you. Our incredible plaster work, this wonderful chandelier, and the beautiful proscenium arch that frames our stage. This auditorium is rich with over 100 years of history. It looks almost identical to what it did in 1913, having been beautifully restored. The plaster work has been redone, except around the chandelier. That plasterwork is actually original to 1913. They were actually able to save it. The chandelier itself was designed in the style of the time. It was made in Montreal. It has over 10,000 pieces of Czechoslovakian crystal and weighs 475 pounds. It is definitely the crowning jewel of our theater. As you look out over the auditorium, you can see our incredible proscenium arch and how it frames our stage perfectly. The curtain, very similar to what would have hung here in 1913, although brand new. These 4 seats on either side of the balcony are our box seats. Oftentimes they're used by sponsors, but anyone can purchase them for an entire year and get to see every single show we have on at the theater. These front 2 rows in the balcony are called the Grand Circle, and they are by far the most sought out seats in the house. When Prince Charles came, he actually sat in the Grand Circle, not in one of the boxes as most people think. It is, in my opinion, one of the best places to watch any kind of show here at the theater. The other incredible part about being in the balcony is that you can get a real sense of how big Imperial Theatre's stage really is. We have one of the largest stages east of Montreal, and as you can see behind me, it allows for tons of equipment to be stored. The magic of theater is you don't get to see a lot of this a lot of the time, but the reality is that a lot of this exists on the stage at all times. So, if you're in the auditorium and you look all the way and up to the back, you'll see what we call the spot booth. This is one of our 2 Super Troopers. Yes, we actually have Super Troopers. There are spotlights. This is Liam Matheson. He is our lighting director and our in-house lighting expert. Hey, Liam.
How's it going?
Not bad. How are you doing?
Good.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry for invading your space.
I was doing boring stuff anyway. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were doing some work on a Super Trooper?
Yep. Yeah, just testing him up for St. John Theatre Company a couple months.
So spotlights are one of those things that we use frequently in a musical, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite frequently.
Quite frequently. Although I think you're quick to point out that you don't actually come up here and use
I don't
these.
come up here that often. We normally get a couple casual techs to come up and do spot op for any shows we have. I'm normally down at the lighting console and running cues for the show.
Right.
Yep.
It's the advantage of being the director.
Yes.
Yeah, the lighting
We'll go with
director.
director.
Yeah. I love it. And this is actually a new element that's moving in here for a new projector that's actually going to live here. Is that
Yep,
correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just arrived the other day.
So as part of our film series, we'll have another projector that we can use from this position and project onto the main stage screen. And welcome to the attic. I know it seems like a strange place to go when we're doing a backstage tour, but this is a key element to one of the best features of the theater. So what we are standing directly over right now is that beautiful crystal chandelier. And with me is Bob McNulty, our head carpenter and rigger in the theater. And part of his responsibility is care and maintenance of this chandelier. So you can see we have a bit of a hole in the floor here. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Angela.
How's it going?
Oh, good.
So as you look down this hole, you can actually look directly through the basket weaving and through the crystal and into the balcony. It's really quite astonishing. Not many people get to come up here.
No.
And
no.
Bob, he is actually more special than most people because he actually gets to fit down through this hole, harnessed, of course.
Oh, most definitely.
Right.
Obviously, we don't use a ladder to change the light bulbs on that beautiful
I think
little thing.
that would be hard.
It's sitting on a safety at the moment, right? So the weight is not on the motor itself. It fell to me because I'm the only one that fits basically
Right.
in this hole. If you've seen my compatriots, so I go down and hook up the chain motor, unhook the safety, lower it down, and please don't step on the lattice work, or you'll be in the balcony before the chandelier is.
So you actually unchain it from this steel girder, and then you use a motor and you lower the entire chandelier down into the balcony.
Into the balcony, just in front of the VOM, so you can work on it with a 6-foot
Right.
step ladder.
Right.
So obviously we change the bulbs once a year. Not, oh my, there's a bulb out.
And I sit there with the insurance policy,
Yes.
making sure that,
Yeah.
right. So you hand clean all of the crystal as well.
Oh, yes.
So white gloves, hand clean the crystal, and then you change all of the bulbs at the same time. You just actually put a new motor on this.
The motor and safety elements are inspected once a year.
Okay.
And that motor should last, another 20 years, 25 years, because it only gets used twice a year.
Amazing.
But we still have to take it out and have it inspected once a year.
Of course.
Right. For
Yeah.
obvious reasons.
And for all of you at home, no, it does not swing like in Phantom of the Opera.
I mean, yeah, what's, what you said.
Good answer. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
This is the lighting cove. It too is accessed from the attic, and it exists directly over the auditorium. Liam is here hanging some lights. You may not have even noticed that it exists in the ceiling, just in front of the chandelier. This is a place where we can hide very specialized focus lights. I don't like being up this high. This is really, I get vertigo-y when I look straight down there.
Yeah, you're probably about 50 feet up, most likely off the actual auditorium floor. Typically the lights up here kind of remain static. There's certain fixtures that I will kind of refocus from show to show.
Depending on what the lighting plot requires.
Yeah, and normally those are just very specific specials for front lighting if you just want like an intimate light of somebody or a lead singer of a band or something like that.
Awesome. Thanks, Leo.
Yeah, sure.
So we're still in the attic. A lot happens up here. Bob has joined us again. And right now our position is directly over the proscenium arch. So we're right at the entrance to the stage. And I know it sounds crazy, but a lot actually happens here. And it's kind of interesting to see what the underside or the top side, I guess is a better description of the arch looks like. But one of the interesting elements you may have never noticed when you're in the auditorium, the PA system, the speakers that amplify all the sound in the auditorium actually hang stage left and stage right directly from the arch. And so that system gets anchored from this position.
That is correct.
Okay.
Basically the same type of motor as we use on the chandelier.
Okay.
And same deal. They have to come out of the air and be inspected once a year. So lower the PA, unhook it, come up here, get a couple riggers.
It's astonishing. I mean, I'm just looking at all of the wiring, you know, connecting the archway framing to these steel beams, and you've got to work in and around all of that. That's incredible.
Without stepping on it.
I think I was happier before I gave this tour. This is incredible. And for some big shows, like when we do a Broadway musical, for example, we take all of our PA and all of our curtains.
They bring their own. Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
all of that comes out of the air. So we need the ability to be able to move them whenever a show requires it.
Yeah.
You know, it's really interesting how ugly it is up here, but how utterly incredible it is on the other side. Thanks, Bob.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, so we've crawled out of the attic and now we are standing on what is called the grid. And I am trying very, very hard not to freak out right now because we are literally 65 feet above the stage. So this is the steel grid that goes all the way across the stage, and this is where Bob's main system lives.
It's used to transfer energy from one point to another. The pipes are hooked up on a counterbalance system.
And it may hold a curtain or
our lighting bars, or a flying piece of scenery for a play.
Right.
Or our UPAs, which we use for sound reinforcement on stage.
Perfect. And so, and all of those line sets move because you need to be able to take curtains in and out, and you need to be able to move lights up and down. And so each one of these lines is connected to a pipe directly below us.
The easiest way and simplest way to describe it is a teeter-totter.
So you have to know the exact weight of every piece of set and every light that comes in so that you can accurately counterbalance
I do the math
and really, a child or someone like me could pull a rope and move a set piece
once I
in
have
and
it in
out.
balance, yes.
Because it doesn't take any extra energy.
It takes a little effort just because of friction and other things.
Sure.
Yeah, because basically I can put 1,200 pounds per pipe. So yes, you can go down and you can move a 1,200 pound set piece.
Okay, so we've just come down from the grid. We're at what is called the mid floor.
Mid-floor, correct.
The mid floor. And this is where you can actually see where some of the rigging system works, like the parts that get used more frequently.
When we talked earlier about I need to know how much that weighs, I need to be able to tell the person up here how many bricks I would like him to put on it, because each brick is a various amount of weight. You have a full brick, which is 32 pounds. And then you have a half a brick, which is not half a 32 for some strange reason.
One of the mysteries of theater.
Yeah, one of the mysteries of theater is a half brick is not a half a brick.
So you are constantly checking the integrity of all of the systems.
Everything.
The pipes, the wires, ropes.
That every nut, bolt, and washer. We are hanging things over people's heads, and they appreciate it when it stays up in the air.
Okay, so now we're on stage level and you get to see the bottom part of the fly rail. And this is where, during a show, an operator is actually going to bring set pieces or curtains or lights in and out during a show.
Exactly. If I pull on this, the light comes in, which is going to be right behind you.
Which is coming in right over Tyler's head.
Yeah, I won't land
so
it.
you pull,
I won't hit him.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. There we go. And look at how easy it was for you to pull that rope.
Exactly.
And when you refer to the main rag, you mean
It's
the main curtain.
Yes.
So you refer to curtains
That's a
as
colloquial.
rags.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yes, we do.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob.
Oh, my pleasure.
One of the most important elements for artists when they visit the theater is the hospitality suite, commonly referred to as the green room. Our green room is actually in honor of the panels who made a very generous donation to the theater, and we've just newly redone it. Our backstage area is actually in the basement of the theater. We have 5 dressing rooms here. It's where our technicians' offices are, where the wardrobe room is, where the hospitality suite is, and where our technical director can usually be found.
Hello, Angela.
Hi, Sean Lord. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm very good, thanks. Sean is our head technician. He's in charge of all the technicians backstage, and it is his responsibility to make sure all of the systems we've currently looked at are working and operational. Can you show us? So this is one of our 5 dressing rooms, and we call this.
This is the small dressing room. We have 2 of these smaller rooms, 2 larger choral rooms, and 1 star room, a single.
Well, you need a star dressing room. This hallway that we look at is a perfect example of how little space we have. When we do, large truck shows and there's lots of wardrobe and sets and hair and makeup, there's not a lot of places to put those big boxes and wardrobes because they actually come in on a truck.
Yeah, and they take up a lot of people space.
It's amazing how terrible these rooms can smell after a really, really big production. Right?
Yep.
We have big fans that we bring down to air them out, and I'm not kidding when we say we have to hose them down. There's getting makeup off of counters is a real challenge. The glamour of behind the scenes. Thanks, Sean.
You're welcome.
So we've crawled through the attic, and we've been in the basements, and we've been through the lobbies, and now it's time for the main event. We're here on the stage. This is where all of the action happens. So first we're gonna head to stage left. This is the left side of the stage if you are facing the audience. Here we have our stage manager's desk. This is our new video console system for our new streaming system. And here is our wall of shame. This is a collection of props that have been left at the theater since we reopened in 1994. There are, I can't even tell you how many are. There are dozens and dozens of them. We still have the original box that the Steinway piano was delivered in with Peter Smith's name on it. He insisted we keep that. There's the $1 down that represents the $1 that Jack McDougall put down. There's a huge license plate from Air Farce when it was filmed here. There is no Tomorrow tour. That's from Annie the Musical, where Imperial Theatre was the last place it ran in North America. And so they left us that sign. It actually still lights up. And when we have a party on stage, like the President's Backstage party, we can actually plug that in and light it up. To my left is our crew chief. This is Scott McRae. Hey, Scott.
Hi, Ange.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So this is your station.
Yep.
As crew chief, when a show is in, you're the guy that makes sure that the traveling artists have everything that they need and that our guys have everything that they need.
Yes.
And you run the show from here.
Yeah, this is kind of our mission control backstage, usually on headset back here. And all call, my CV here.
Oh, I love it.
I can talk to everyone backstage or anybody in the building. So I let the house committee know when the artists are ready to go. And then I let the front of house technicians, lighting and sound know we're ready to go and give them a bit of a countdown. And then I send the artists on and I keep a time clock, let everyone know how close we are to showtime.
That is the clock.
Yeah, that is
the clock we all live and die by.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott.
Oh, you're welcome.
Really great to chat with you. It's like you have a ton of wires happening here. How do you guys keep track of all that?
That's Sean Boyer's department.
Oh, okay. All right. Then we'll head over to Sean Boyer. Sean Boyer is our head of sound. He's currently sitting at our brand new monitor system. Is that what we call this?
Video system, streaming system.
Video system. So this is a system we use to track a live streamed event, as like we are doing right now.
That's right.
Amazing. So can you control the cameras in the house from here?
We can, indeed. We have control over 4 robotic cameras that we have. And we can facilitate additional static or, hand-operated cameras.
Amazing. Well, why don't we go out and have a look at your audio console,
Sure,
which
sounds
is
good.
full of all kinds of bells and whistles.
It's got all the stuff.
It does. This is where our front of house audio position lives. It actually lives inside the auditorium so that Sean can hear what the audience is hearing and therefore make adjustments as the concert itself is happening.
I call it sculpting.
Oh, I like
Because
that.
that's what I'm doing. I'm taking fantastic quality off of the stage and I'm just sculpting and nudging it along a little bit.
Amazing.
I'm not having to do horrifying corrective stuff to it.
We are really,
And I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. And we are really fortunate to have, this beautifully acoustic room that creates this incredible sound.
Absolutely, yeah. Out of all the rooms I've ever worked in this province, I haven't heard one better.
Ha! There you go. You heard it here first. No, you didn't. You've heard that a ton of times. Thanks, Sean.
My pleasure.
So here we are, center stage. Behind me is the beautiful Irving Oil Auditorium, and I am standing in what is the heart of Imperial Theatre, the stage. Directly behind me is the ghost light. It is a long-standing tradition of all theaters. So it is on at all times when there is not a working show in or when the stage is not currently in use. Like most theaters, we do actually have some ghosts. Walter Golding is our resident ghost. He usually lives in the lobby. He likes to be in the executive director's office, and he has definitely made his presence known more than once. Thank you so much for joining us on this tour. I know we didn't get to show you every little thing that exists in every nook and cranny of the theater, and someday soon, hopefully we'll be able to come together and do that again. I would love to take you on a tour and let you crawl through all of the spaces that I was able to show you today and introduce you in person to the technicians that make the magic happen behind the scenes. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you real soon in the audience at Imperial Theatre.